Hello, welcome to another episode of The High Ground, powered by Premier Companies. Jeff, how are you this morning?
I'm wonderful, Sal. Yourself?
Wonderful.
Who you got for us today?
Well, we have a first-time guest joining us, brand new, a fairly new employee and first-time guest, Miss Lisa King.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks for having me. Excited to be here. I think I'm on week 3. So.
Week 3?
Yeah.
And already on the podcast.
Well, she survived the initial initiation.
Yeah. I came back. So.
Well, you got the first thing we have to do is the question of the day. So, and yours is simple, but what is a small or seemingly insignificant thing that you really stressed out about that it turned out to not be as big a deal as you thought?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm sure I have some other fellow overthinkers that I'm guilty of that. So I'll give my most recent example.
Most recent.
Yeah, most recent. So I've worked from home for the past 5 years. So my golden retriever, Reggie, has really gotten used to being at home with me. That has spoiled him. So I was like coming back into an office setting, which I was very excited about, getting to see people and work with people again, not just on Zoom. So I'm loving that aspect of it. But I was so worried about him. I'm like, is he going to freak out that I'm not coming home or what? But you guys, he was in the same spot as where I left him earlier that morning.
Really?
When I got home from work. He's in the same spot. He literally didn't care. So.
Didn't chew up the couch or nothing?
Nothing. Yeah.
So you haven't had to enroll him in doggy daycare?
You know, he did that when he was a pup. He is 10 years old. So, you know.
So he's pretty chill now.
Yeah, he's a grandpa at this point. So, but he did go to, puppy kindergarten and he graduated, which I was surprised. So.
Puppy kindergarten.
Yeah.
What all did that entail?
He, for him, when he was a baby, he was like chewing on things that he shouldn't have. Not terrible, but just a little bit. Jumping on people because he was excited. So, they kind of tone that down. Well, you have to do it at home too.
Yeah.
It's just like your kids, you got to instill it at home. So I'm like, no, you can jump on the couch. That's fine. It's your couch, Reggie. So I probably hindered him a little bit there.
Well, Jeff, how about you? Something do you ever stress about anything?
I'm probably going to go with, especially for the time of year it is getting tax stuff ready.
Oh, yeah.
It's, you put it off, and when you dive in, it's not as bad, but yeah, just that initial getting started.
It's not fun.
No.
Yep. That's a really good. I would like to take that one now.
I haven't started on it yet, so there's that.
Well, I tell you, Kim is awesome about that. She keeps a spreadsheet all year round, and she does all that. So I'll give her credit.
So this is the time of year I think about doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't do it.
Mine is always it's at the end of the year, Christmas. The gifts and stuff and buying and things. And I used to do it. I would do it in one store like Rural King and just go in and everybody got gloves or something. And I would worry about that and worry about it. But now Kim does almost all that. I don't have to worry about on Christmas, I get to see what everybody else got. We got them.
It's like a surprise.
Yeah.
I see a common theme here.
What's
Pretty
that?
much Kim doing everything.
That's she does a lot. But I took out the trash before. Well, Lisa, welcome aboard to Premier Companies, Premier Ag, and you're working mostly with the agronomy division. Tell us a little about yourself and some of your experiences that brought you here.
Yeah, so I'm very excited to be here. This feels like home, honestly. I keep telling everybody that, and I'm like, I promise I'm not laying it on too thick or I'm not trying to. That's really what it feels like. So I was born and raised in Jackson County, Cartersville to be specific, and just having Premier right in my backyard, this was something that kind of accidentally happened for me, but it was like right place, right time kind of thing. I could talk about that all day because there's a lot that goes into kind of how it came to fruition. But yeah, I'm really excited to be here and working specifically with the agronomy side. I think I'll touch a little bit of everything within Premier Companies, but leaning very heavily into agronomy and supporting that side of things.
Good.
Yeah.
Good deal. So on the marketing, I guess marketing is really about communication, right? I mean, so tell us how, from a marketing perspective and just the organization and this to telling the story, what's some of the things that you focus on?
Yeah, so I always tell everyone, it doesn't matter what job you're in, it doesn't matter what job title you're in, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, we're all in marketing in some capacity. That's, even if you think you're not, you are, whether you're trying to, sell yourself to someone internally. If you have an idea, and you need to take it to someone who is a decision maker, that's a marketing thing. Like, it doesn't matter what role you're in or anything like that. So I'm really excited to I guess backing up just a little bit, ag specifically is something that I have not worked in before. So that'll be the huge learning curve for me. And like really drinking from the fire hose this first, few weeks has been really understanding how, one, what even is a cooperative, how it's set up, and how does that look like within the walls of Premier. So really getting into all of that right now. I do have 15 years of marketing and business experience. However, most all of that has been kind of in the healthcare industry in some aspect. So ag is a brand new industry for me. So the marketing component, the business component, not new for me, but the industry is new. Yeah. And the cooperative in general, like it's such a different business model, especially coming from a very, traditional corporate structure. It's very different. So just learning all the ins and outs of how that's set up has been probably the biggest learning curve initially, but also a fun and exciting challenge.
So when you look at different marketing campaigns and using all the different medias and stuff, what's your favorite? Do you have a kind of a pet go-to that you enjoy more than others?
Yeah, I think it's interesting, especially again from an ag perspective. I was telling Harold this in my interview. I'm like, it's exciting because we can make that very traditional kind of marketing channels that people don't think about today, like direct mailers and radio ads and newspaper and things like that, things that feel ancient to those of us who have been in marketing for a long time because things change so rapidly. This is an industry that can still tap into that, make it a little fresh, a little new, a little different. So I honestly think kind of even going back to things that feel expired and just changing them, making them new, making them better, different is exciting because we need to also obviously tap into the new things, getting into the digital space and elevating that and things like that. But I'm still, there's room for traditional media, and that's exciting too.
Yeah, because some of the new media, like email, just gets so overused, and it's almost like the volume, the quantity of it is so big that it's hard to sort out sometimes what you really want to see.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think we've gotten to a point where we almost shot ourselves in our own foot from a marketing perspective because we've inundated people, and I don't even remember what the statistics are right now, but the number of ads that we're getting, it's just like we've all learned to tune it out.
Right.
So as marketers, we really have to learn how to, do we go backwards and just make it different? So, yeah.
I always wonder who clicks on those pop-ups. I mean, I can't imagine anyone doing it on purpose, right?
No.
Well, even there's there's a product you're interested in. I've actually signed up. It's like, okay, I think I will sign up for the text alerts or the emails. Mm-hmm. Of course, now anymore, it's almost like if you sign up for the emails, and then the follow-up is they want you to sign up for and usually about one day of that, and you go, no.
Yeah. Yeah. And then it's like end to end. And you're like, yeah, stop. You do it to get the discount or whatever. Or me, I'm shopping online. So, okay, yeah, I got a discount from wherever. And now we're going to opt out. So, yeah, we got to be aware of things like that.
Think about
and some of it, it will be like, they're not even selling anything, but it's information. It's like, hey, I think I'd like to be updated on this. And then after a while, it's just like, stop.
Yeah. Yeah. So they trick you because it's like you're getting what you need in that moment, but then they've got you on the list for something else. We don't want to do that.
Yeah. I think one thing in ag that, there's so much, kind of think back to one of the reasons we started doing the podcast was just the information. But things happen so quick, either it's with weather or planting conditions. We have Glenn Longaball, who you've met, our technical agronomist, and he's on quite often, but there's usually something going on that's going to impact the crop. And we have Aaron Bledsoe joins us frequently from the grain side of it. And then also we have Jeff in here just from the fertilizer markets. And things change so rapidly, it seems like, and there's just trends that trying to get the information out is probably one of our biggest challenges.
Yeah, because I think you really do have to be prepared in an industry that does change quickly and is very weather dependent. Good example of that. You do have to be prepared to be flexible. So in my position, I consider this very much marketing strategist. We need to put strategy before tactics, but there's going to be times where me, for example, or anybody else who's touching marketing needs to be able to have those conversations with you guys and with your teams to know, okay, something has actually changed. We need to be flexible and be able to shift gears quickly, depending on what that is. So I think it's going to be a really good mix of, we have a strategy in place. We have a marketing plan. We have a roadmap. We think we know what it needs to look like. We need to be able to be flexible and adapt and change that as needed.
Yep. One of the things we've tried to do, is just collect the contact information. I mean, we can't, if there is something that needs to be out, whether it's an opportunity or whether it's just information, agronomy information, we certainly don't over communicate. We're conscious of, I think all of us has had the experience of getting all the ads, and you finally have to disenroll, right? You're like, I can't take anymore. Mm-hmm. But, we've got new tools. We've got Premier Connect now, which is a really neat way for customers to view their information, their invoices, and then also to communicate with them. And I know that Lisa and I is going to have some time here in the near future to talk about some of the things we do have and how we can use them better, how we can start using them at all, and just ways to be able to get information to the customers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's I'm just kind of getting into Premier Connect. So there's going to be a lot more that I'll learn from kind of a technical perspective there as I train on that platform specifically. But yeah, we do have options. And the thing that I love most about it is this is a very personal, relationships driven business. And those communications aren't coming from someone that they don't know. It's coming from people within Premier who they're interacting with, who they've already built a relationship with. So we just want to use tools like that to really kind of kick that up a notch and enhance it even.
Yeah, because I think about I know we can send out the cash grain bids where, they can sign up and they get a text come out so that they know but there's times that we'll see things, maybe it's a pest problem or a weather related issue that would be a great deal, instead of sending an email that may or may not get read because like I said, it came in, but then there was 27 ads above it, so you never even scroll down to see it. But that quick text where it's like, hey, they're starting to see this. I need to be aware of it, and it's just a quick every once in a while hit the high points. I think our customers would appreciate that.
Oh, absolutely, and it as long as we keep the vision of everything that we're communicating is value driven. We're not harassing people. We're not being annoying. We're not the traditional ads of the world. This is very different. And I think that's exciting for me to be a part of that because I love people. I'm an extrovert. And I think it's exciting, like I said, just to be kind of in an industry that is so focused on personal relationships. And that tool is a good way to connect with people that way.
What's, as you kind of get your feet wet within the company and stuff, what have you learned that really excites you? You can't wait to just jump into. Is there some kind of marketing campaign you're starting to think about? That you could give us a sneak peek.
I don't want to say this too soon, but I'm too excited. I have to. So February 9th of next year, 2027, we will hit our 100-year anniversary. That is very exciting. There's going to be a lot of work that goes into that, so I'll keep it mom's the word for now. But I think that is something, just onboarding, like I said, a few weeks ago and getting really ingrained in, Harold is very passionate about the history of the cooperative in general, specifically ours and how we got where we're at today, past, present, future. So just spending time with him too and kind of learning those history lessons. I'm excited about that and being able to kind of tap into, every part of where we've been to where we're going and implement that into the 100-year anniversary. So that's your only teaser, but that probably is definitely the most exciting thing over the next 12 months that I'll be touching.
So stay tuned, coming in February of 2027.
Yeah, we'll probably celebrate a little bit later just because, winter, but so we have to figure that out. Obviously, also in this industry,
we're going to celebrate all year round.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we'll see what it looks like, but we're very calendar driven, seasonality, so we got to pay attention to that as well. But that is a big, exciting project that I'll be working on.
Yeah, that'll probably take a lot of advance. I mean, that's something to really, what did you say, put strategy before tactics?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is always my school of thought is really, have a roadmap, have a vision for where you're really going, knowing you can change at any point, right? But yeah, and I know it sounds like, oh, that's a year away. You've got so much time. Planning to the caliber that I would expect us to plan it to, I should have started yesterday. So, but I have some ideas going, so I technically have started, but.
I like what you're doing. We have retirements and one of my guys is Dennis. I shouldn't say this, who it is, but is 70 years old.
I think you just did.
I said D. I didn't say who it was, but is one of our coworkers is 70 years old today, and he'll be retiring. And But he's got such a
What a quitter.
I know, right? I mean, come on.
No, he know I like him a lot. He knows my family. We've got a good connection going on.
Right?
So I was sad to know. Like as soon as I met him, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to retire." I was like, "Oh, okay." Well.
It's just how do you capture all that information, the knowledge? You lose so much. I think the fancy term's institutional knowledge that when somebody leaves like that, and there's just no way to keep it, unless somebody is starting to take note and get a few of these things. And I think the 100-year anniversary is a really neat time to start getting all the stories.
Yeah, and I feel like too, just being in the building here in Seymour and all of our buildings, like Katie and team, Harold, I don't know who all touched all of it, but like there's so many historical pieces within our building, and it's exciting even to just walk the halls and see kind of that we're still honoring that legacy. And I don't see that ever dying, no matter what happens with Premier in the future. It's going to grow, it's going to get bigger, all of those things. That's great. And also just honoring the historical piece of it, pulling a lot of that into the 100-year anniversary. And to your point, being able to archive all of that is so important for the future as well.
Yep. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Jeff, anything else for Lisa?
No, I'm excited to work with
know.
Lisa.
I'm pumped up.
And as soon as we get off the air, we're going to start pumping her for ideas of what she's thinking about for the 100th anniversary.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got to have cake.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be... what's... Okay, I also came on board at such a good time. We were just going into our customer meetings that happen in the winter, so I've met so many colleagues at different branches and, all across the state of Indiana, basically South Central Indiana, meeting with our members, our farmers, colleagues, all of the things, people in the community. Everyone is so friendly. I mean, duh, why would they not be in this industry? But it really is. Like, I've spent a lot of time in my career working out of larger metropolitan areas and coming back home to Jackson County. It feels really warm and fuzzy. It feels good. It feels good to be home. And all of that, I'm amazed at how much all of that feels. It feels that way within the office and within the people that we're working with, all the way down to people I've never met who are farmers and growers, members, and they're coming up, introducing themselves. Like it just feels like one big happy family. And that's...
Well, Lisa's very approachable and she's very nice, but let's face it. You've also been giving him hats and rain gauges and pork loins and free butter. And she kind of came in and started bribing everybody to come talk to her because she's giving them all this.
I was like, hey, Katie and Lindsay, where can I get all the goodies and make it look like I did all of that? Because I definitely didn't, but.
Because, Lisa, she is in charge of toys and trinkets. So, be nice to her.
Yes, you'll get some goodies. Yeah.
Well, you have to replace all the rain gauges that got frozen over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
That never got dumped out at the end of the year.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, we covered a lot of ground here, and we're excited to have Lisa on board. She'll be working with us on the high ground. And
we'll have her back. She can give us updates on what's going on. That'd be great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you guys so much. This was fun.
Thanks for joining us. That's another episode of High Ground, powered by Premier Companies. Thank you all very much.